everything done that they have on their plate at the moment, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm looking right now to see if I have any replies back on when they're gonna port on the.
Actually. Oh, okay.
Everything.
Hopefully soon.
It's working good so far.
Yeah, I talked through with Alex got all the method of it.
But they're better than everything
You guys
else.
want. We got it all ready, we got it all configured. At this point, we're just ready to
Awesome.
take the number from Glowify or throw it over to our.
How we doing?
Good.
Awesome.
And then all you guys have to do is use it, basically move forward
Yeah.
for whoever's on call once a week.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing now. It's been working great.
oh yeah, you might afford them every day though, don't you?
No.
Or you just make the person on call answer?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. That's what I do right now. Yeah, well, if they're out on a call, we'll move around.
Change it.
Whoever's phone's ring. Now, if I'm in the office, I switch it back to mine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably have to do a little less.
Yeah. That way they don't have to.
Fight or something.
That way they don't have to.
Oh, are you?
Oh, no,
Come on, I went, you know, I like the back row. I'm trying to be in the
Work.
front.
Thought I was scary or something.
You ever good on that? Yeah, if I'm not going, you know, absolutely.
Have you?
I've been talking.
Coffee break.
I've got to learn Alani. Kathy.
And it's a challenge.
Did you guys get figured out for descriptions?
Yeah, awesome environment. I just want to have lots of.
I was going to ask because I don't know.
It's a big pyramid. And you go there, you're like, I'm not just good on that base Friday. And that field was beautiful. That's the first time I've seen the new. Yeah. Stuff.
I'll get more on the order tomorrow. Just try to see if there's anything
It's fun. Do that all. Friday, because it's another hours. I should have.
What's the
Never been. Great experience.
Well, I'll give you that one. I'm gonna come here and I'll order you. Try to do something where we decided you're staying the night. Maybe bring in, but might as well take an upgrade while you're at
This
this.
morning, she's getting on the train.
If you know your styles. Just keep it as a, okay, this is a usable standard, it's only a year or so old, so that means when it's the fly, I don't have one.
She's living it up right now.
Because there's always a need for that. And I'll probably buy a $3,000 castle that sits on my shelf for a year and a half until someone needs it, but then everyone's always like, hey, use this. No, it's just the company, it's expensive. Oh, with this phone too, yeah, there was never a phone jack. That was part of the problem. So we can put it in there, we can run a wire over to that spot if you want.
That's what I was going to
If
say.
he has another place that he just wants to keep his
Josh.
phone, so another spot for it.
I don't care, somebody from his office needs to be here.
We can just.
Not you.
What's that, like? You can say, hey, whatever number in my house is, forward straight to that.
How you doing, Garrett?
Well, if they call, if you call from the office, sorry, town pads.
Gotta get
Three more rooms here.
There's 7 more people to pay, the agreements
Forwards.
If they don't do that, the tornado happens, the same day as the
Let's
house.
just forget
They all run
the
together.
He's hardly in there.
But if you have a report,
If he has the answer.
Here we go. She was,
Mom's downstairs.
I know, I was, I'll be taking care of
Yeah,
her.
you done there?
I'll be just keeping up with, Dwight.
Yeah, I know that. I heard, but I
I checked on board, I'm like,
That's what I said.
and then I said, to Dwight, I was like, as long as you don't have any calls, yeah. I'm like, what you hear about me, what you know about me, he's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, no, I'm like, oh, they don't tell me something like that. I said, but that doctor's spotting, I'm like, your dad needs to resign because they're all connected.
I think it really well, so this guy's gonna go the same way, so.
All right, at 9 o'clock, I'm calling June 1st, Lawrence County Commissioner meeting to order with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First Monday of the month, start with our staff. So, Sam, you go first.
All right. So the dog warden department has brought in 235 dogs so far. 149 were euthanized. We are trying to implement a couple forms, one of which is to help the sheriff's department. There's been some situations where there's dogs left in cars, like there was 4 left at the hospital. Brad called me about, and at that time we wasn't allowed to bring like private owns to the shelter because of spacing. So what we're going to do there is Jen drew up a new form from the Humane Society of a 5-day courtesy boarding agreement, where somebody is in an emergency situation, being taken to the hospital or a car accident or what have you, or just falls on hard times. She will board them for 5 days. At the end of the 5 days, if they do not reclaim their dogs, then they're forfeited to the Humane Society, unless there's an emergency situation that confirms, hey, I'm still in the hospital, or such as that. The one for the Ross County Sheriff's Department is when they are taking people to jail. A lot of people want to wait 2 months down the road to call us about their dog. We're unable to hold them for that long due to spacing. So we drew this up so that they have a deadline of the 5 days or the date that we put on here to have a family member or somebody come and get that dog, so that we don't have to hold it. Anytime after the date we put on it, it's forfeited to the Ross County Humane Society. And that's about all I have for today.
is that one for the sheriff's office?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I
That's
see
for
where,
people that they arrest and take in. And
I see where it has a fee of $20 to board the dog for a day.
yes.
But the other one doesn't?
This one
The
here,
courtesy one?
yeah, there's a fee. I believe Jen put 20 on that one. No, the courtesy one, she's not going to charge per day as long as it's an emergency.
As long as it's within the 5 days?
Yes, as long as
But
it's within.
after the 5th day, is they gonna start charging?
Yes.
Okay.
And there will also be after that 5th day, unless somebody's called in and made other arrangements, hey, we need 2 more days, I'm still in the hospital, or, things like that nature. So each case will be looked at separately,
Okay.
but it will help benefit the community, plus get their dogs back to them.
Any questions for Pam?
I would just compliment you on implementing some sort of structure and administration in all of this. I think in the past, things have been done really kind of willy-nilly, and it's led to tension between the dog warden's office and the Humane Society. It's led to situations in which it didn't turn out in the best way for folks who were in situations where they had to give up their dog, whether that's because they were arrested in jail, or the examples that you gave where there was some emergency situation. So I like to see this type of formatted form that says this is our it's a process and that's an
Mhm.
improvement.
Yes.
So having any sort of process, I think, is an improvement from where we were in the past. So good job.
Thank you.
I'll also add to that I'm encouraged by the utilization percentage versus dogs brought in. It's not up around 75%, so
Yes, we're getting that lowered down also.
we appreciate
We're
that.
trying to implement a lot of new structures out at the new building, and so far, our office and the Humane Society are getting along very well on these things. And I think there'll be more forms to follow. Try to keep everybody on the same page, and also get the public's animals back to them, because some of the situations aren't really their fault. So I think it'll be beneficial to everybody.
Transition from dog warden to humane officer
Mhm.
is timely, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
Brian?
Same old trash. I'm gonna volunteer cleanups, I think 3 this past month, possibly. And we've been a lot of tires lately, but just chipping away at that.
Customer.
Yep, Gus Macker, we landed out the barrels for Gus Macker and probation, helped assist clean up and stuff, switch your bags out. So that's the first time we landed out the barrels in a while, actually. And that's about it. Gearing up for the changes to come and get ready for the fair.
Questions for Ryan?
Keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps complaining that, hey, this road here's dirty. They can only do so many at a time.
900 some county and township roads.
Yeah.
We've started some conversation to piggyback off of Ryan with city probation too. So they're looking into maybe getting a truck and a crew, and you know we hold a running list of complaints, and they were saying that they've been in Clarksburg, and there's no sense in us being in two places the day after each other. So trying to hop on the same page there. I started that conversation last week, and then I'm gonna have to put all that on Ryan, but it is something that's in the works.
I think it
Yeah,
is.
we've tried to work with them before, it's just not, it's never really timed out right there and stuff. They kind of come to the supervision of the probation workers and whatnot, difference between city and county, but I think there's a way we can definitely all work together. Get us more workforce.
Yeah, well, I think that's the ticket is these community cleanups, outreach with basically getting the public and those who want to volunteer a force multiplier for you. And I know, to Sarah's point, I think that the municipal court is looking into some new community service implementation, and why we should use every opportunity to utilize that when we can. So good job with organizing those so far, and keep at it.
Okay. We'll continue on with Sarah, since we were partially in your arena.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Well, the communication, I think I'm gonna go out with a bang on my last post for the commissioner's page. We have over 100 shares on that and around 40,000 views over our courthouse decorations, so I'm extremely excited about that. It looks so good. With that being said, my last day will be Friday. I'm transitioning out to the engineer's office. I'll still be holding on to the wellness program through the end of the year. And I just want to tell everyone thank you for everything over these past 4 years. I appreciate all of you. It's been great to work with you.
It's been our pleasure. Any questions for Sarah?
No, congratulations.
I'm still mad at you, so don't make it different.
I'm sorry. I am. It was a hard choice, but gotta do what's best for my family. So.
I've seen her twice. And she leaves me both times.
See, Harvey?
Are you a problem? No.
That's the problem.
Okay. Andy?
Sorry. Busy. Completed the coroner's VoIP implementation there up and on that new system now. They're ones that sort of came up out of nowhere. Theirs died, couldn't get anything fixed, and then Horizon dropped them, and so we caught. They're doing well. Working through some specifics with them where they've got call recording needs that's built into the VoIP solution that we're doing automatically, just tailoring it so that they can pull their own recordings and not have access to everybody's. Doing the same thing with the dog wardens. They, you know, with their move sort of being up and down, we couldn't really schedule a move over day, so we kind of have a band-aided fix that got them phone service on day one of the move, just not perfectly, but they're on VoIP, and I will just speak for Pam and say she loves it and has no problems with it whatsoever, and it's great. No, it's been going well for them. We're going to formally move them over probably end of this week or early next week, just working a schedule of that with all the telecom providers. Going to double check with Jeff Marks today on the MOU I presented to him. Haven't heard back, but I know he's busy and all that, so been given some space. Horizon had abandoned all hosting options. The 31st, we were out well in front of that deadline. We had a few things, mostly just records, phone book style stuff that we had with them that were just legacy going back 25 years that have just been there. Got all that tidied up, no problems, no hiccups, that's done. So we're out from under that. You guys had signed off on a Spectrum Internet upgrade for this building. It's our backup connection that we've had for a while. The last time we had an outage, sort of realized that the backup speed was a little more than a heartbeat and not really production ready. So increase that so if and when we have another outage or some sort of downtime, that we'll just continue to run, because we do support multiple buildings at this point. So it's even more important to keep that up and functional. You guys signed off on a security upgrade thing too, which I'm excited about. It's a piece of software that lays over top of our existing email. It's not a feature set built into the email product itself, but it gives us a lot of different layers that I'm looking forward to. I know we had some issues with emails and ACH and things like that. This would give us mechanisms to prevent and add additional warnings to that could be more intelligently look and say, look, this is an email that you've gotten from someone that looks like this but is not this, and put up a warning or specifics about, hi, this is dealing with financial or ACH information, and perk your ears up, because that's one of the more common things we get right now. And we get a lot of sort of impersonation stuff where people pretend to be us. Not our addresses, you can't actually use our address, you can't send as our address, that's not possible. But people just coming up with gibberish addresses that talk about financial transactions, and here's an invoice, please see to this is paid. And Commissioner Everson, you're usually the target of that, and usually very gung-ho about, please make sure this invoice is paid immediately, and this is a high priority. And, our people stop it, which is good, but this lays another layer of tech on top of that where we can warn people a little more intelligently and just give them more resources.
I read this morning in the financial publication I read every day that hackers have found a way to tap into actual emails and get things done through there on the backstage that's somehow clouded over from the actual user, but they are using existing emails.
There are a lot of ways that you can do that. Now, I'm not going to say that, because I don't know every method for doing that, because I'm on the good guy side of that. I'm not thinking that way, but it would be very, very hard to do that with us, if not impossible. We have a lot of layers in there that don't allow for that sort of stuff. The easiest thing, honestly, is just straight up impersonating someone. The threat that we see right now that our payroll people get is there'll be a bogus made-up address that the final message comes to us, but there'll be a pretend email chain between you and a vendor, and they'll just type in your address. It doesn't mean it's really sent from you, and there'll be 5 or 6 emails deep of you conversing with some vendor on one of Devin's projects. Hi, this relates to the AGCP.
CGP.
There we go. That I thought I had a lot of abbreviations. Devin's thing. But no, there'll be a real conversation talking about real grants and real projects. I don't know if they're real people, but a pretend conversation like, hey, this invoice is 90 days. Just want to make sure we're staying on top of AG, grant. Thank you. And then the final message from a gibberish address gets sent to like Madeline or Heather or someone down there, and it's, hey, please see to this is paid. And it's easy enough to trick people doing it really, really simply without having to know a lot of fancy tech. And that's where the training stuff comes in, which, you know, I'm actually surprised we're a month in to it. A lot of people have completed it, not tons. We still have a lot of people that have not logged in once or started it. But a month in, we're seeing progress. I'm shocked. No, there've been a lot of people that have taken that to heart and taken it and completed it quickly, because that's really the mechanism we want, is to learn new trends, learn the tricks that people are using, and try and get people to recognize it almost in real time while still learning what the new tricks are, and not fatiguing people too much, and just having a healthy air of suspicion is sort of the best thing that we've got going for us. But this tool lays over top of that, and it gives us an extra, you know, ammo in our arsenal, I guess, to prevent stuff like that can more intelligently pick out, this looks like a trick, you know, and not simply just spam or not spam.
So will my foil hat help with this?
This is a tin foil layer hat. It is not quite as thick as yours, but it will absolutely. VoIP for the clerks. The clerk of courts has the title department up at the service center. The clerk's legal department is the court's IT stuff. The clerk's title department tech is my stuff up at the service center. They're implementing their VoIP stuff up there. The state wouldn't let them use their net. It's a state network that is county administered, that the clerk runs, so we have lots of different hands in there. State wouldn't let them put VoIP on top of their network, so we kind of had to build one up there, so we're a little slower to implement up there, but piggybacked off our existing connection, ran fiber from behind Josh's spot in EMA over to the title area. The state let us use their rack and some space in there, put our own equipment in. I'll be up there today tidying that up to finish up. So we'll be able to push that forward. Ordered our replacement server here today. Costs and delays are ridiculous for any kind of tech equipment anymore. It's almost like we're back in COVID era. Only now it's data center shortages. Had some conversations with the recorder and their tech people, Tyler Technologies, on converting that software over. I don't know why that's taken so long. I mean, we started talking about this nearly 2 years ago, and we're still in the talking stage, but trying to respect the conversations that they're having and the timelines that they're having. Working on transitioning Sarah, doing some contract research stuff with Glow Fiber, considering who our primary and who our backup should be. We're still under contract on a few things, Glow Fiber for internet, but trying to build Spectrum up as a background thing so that if and when Glow Fiber contracts come due, we can simply switch primary and backup roles and transition down if their level of service continues to.
So Spectrum is our vendor now for Glow Fiber?
Just backup. So we've had a backup connection from Spectrum for 6 some odd years, probably. Just a minimal backup that on the off chance, because I mean, Glow Fiber's been very good for fiber internet. You know, if we have more than an outage a year, it's sort of a surprise, and it's usually, you know, someone hit a telephone pole on a high speed chasing downtown, you know, beyond their control, but it happens. And when that happens, I want to make sure that we're still up and functional. So we've had Spectrum as a backup for 5 or 6 years, but I have some doubts on Glow Fiber and viability if they're going to keep changing business models and changing things around and up, down, left, right. I just don't want to be caught off guard in case they make some other undue change.
It'd be worth a while just to pull the plug and go with somebody else like Spectrum.
It might be, and you know, we need a primary and a backup anyway, so at some point I'll just shift and say, okay, Spectrum is primary. I'm trying to make sure it's when we roll off contracts so that we aren't beholden to it. And then say, okay, you know, switch some wires, do some reconfiguration downstairs, Spectrum be our primary, Glow Fiber be our backup, and then we can drop Glow Fiber's speed a little bit down too, because our backup doesn't need to be as fast as our primary. It's it's there as a just in case.
I'm not advocating for Spectrum because I don't know. So I'm not depending on you for that.
Sure.
So whoever's best recommendation comes forward, that's what
Yeah,
we're-
I've had good luck with both of them, honestly. I've not used Spectrum too terribly much as a primary here, but I like a lot of things about the way they do it. Other than that, a million other odds and ends that I don't need to bore you guys with too terribly much, because I'm already talking more in depth to that, so.
Hey, how you coming with the sheriff's office, or have you even started?
I had a couple conversations with them about their cutover from Glow Fiber. I didn't hear anything back. I didn't want to push that too hard since we hadn't formalized anything there. Was just trying to let them know they had a resource if they needed it while we're still sort of transitioning and you guys are sorting out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's down the priority list a little bit with everything else you got going on. Let's get
What's
those-
that?
I said that's down the priority list with everything else you got going on, so.
It still is kind of high in there just because it's kind of overloaded on the amount of stuff on my plate at this point. I'm not managing, but I can.
Let's clear some off.
I would say once we get over that hump of that MOU and positions and all that, that's the biggest catalyst to easing things up a little bit and just defining roles, but managing.
We can survive as we have for a little longer. I mean, just getting some of the other things cleared off to manage your time effectively, not overwhelming with stuff. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Trying. The problem is that the faucet never stops, you know, and so we're just managing whatever the fire hose gives that day. Right now, it's extensive, so that would be the biggest catalyst to getting things cleared off my plate is load balancing that, essentially. But like I said, I'm not going to force that conversation with you guys as you see fit. But that's kind of where I am right now.
Okay. Any questions for Andy?
Thanks, Andy.
Got a lot of balls up in here. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, let me follow up on it. It's not going to be as long, but we had no incidents this month. Was worried about flooding. That's long ago when we had all the rain. Luckily, nothing flooded out like last July. For EMPG, our funding will be in next month. The deadline's the 15th for the signatures for the agreements, and that gave people 3 months to sign off on. For ours, all that funding is probably going to cover personnel because it dates back 9 months. So we didn't have funding from them for 6 months, and then they gave us the 3. So it's just going to track all the way back. So personnel will be covered, operations won't. It's like $5,000 essentially will come out of our pocket, or we can just wait another 6 months for the next cycle to come around, which is just what's going to happen. It's just we've used it all in one because we had to wait so long to get money back. Our biggest thing that happened this last month was the tabletop out at the fairgrounds. It went really well. Had 17 people there. That got sent up to the state. I should have the confirmation for our 4 objectives sometime this month or next month. For countywide agreements, I still am looking for Concord, Franklin, Huntington, Jefferson, Sida, Springfield, and Bainbridge. Now, I'll send out a 3rd one to them. That's really just to cover them in case a tornado were to happen this coming month or next month. They're not going to be under the umbrella of insurance for us covering them. That would have to go to like a 3rd party to cover them. That's the only reason why I send them out so many times, because if it doesn't get to them, I mean, we're still going to help, but by law, they wouldn't be covered under that. For trainings, Andy's training, I think I've done 9 minutes on, and there's another one up in Columbus for mass communication. So it's something, it's a Teams one, so I don't have to go anywhere and just do that from office. But it's a 2-day training, just basically how to get the communications out to everybody. And then with our mass communication system, I sent the bill up to you guys to pay, and they added tax to it. Apparently last year they had a breach of data, so they took tax off for everybody. So no one had sent up our tax exemption number. Sent that up to them. It's been, it's finally reactivated. This is what happened, was they were saying that we were missing our payment, which was just the tax. I think it was like $700 in tax. Talked to somebody, they finally got it covered, they reactivated everything. But for the longest time we had sent up that bill, yet it didn't cover it because they wanted that, because they didn't tax anybody last year if you were a nonprofit or a government agency. Yeah. So that's all cleared up with them, and if you guys need any mass identifications, I can put them out now.
This township agreement.
Yeah.
What do we need to kick that down the road?
I mean, what I do is I take it like physical mail and send it out to them. It's just basically saying, here's $150, you sign off on it, give it back to me, I upload it in the computer so it has it on file for the past 3 years. People have acknowledged, like, here's $150 to cover it. Again, we talked about that at the executive committee meeting a couple of years ago. But no, I just sent it out to the townships, like what their address is, and it should go to them. I don't know when their meetings happen or, you know, how frequently, but just the fiscal officer takes it, they sign it, or they get some of the people to sign it and then send it back.
It's been laborious kind of.
Yeah, it's been like 3 months now.
Why don't you add 3 signature lines on the bottom and we'll sign that to
Okay.
your next email.
Yeah, I can do that.
This is important.
Yeah.
We need to get all together on this. How's the load situation?
It's fine. I mean, as of right now, all the paperwork and things were being done by me last time, so, you know, it hasn't been anything more, anything less. ENPG paperwork, I have all that on my computer, and I just print it off, re-upload it into the computer and send it off, so it's nothing that's like been overbearing or anything where I felt like I've been swamped with things just because it's the same stuff I was doing beforehand. Just going to meetings and things, like in Athens and Jackson, places like that. That's really it. I could send somebody else to do those, maybe, but then again, I don't know what they would be able to do at the meeting when it comes to like representing what's going on.
Questions, Josh?
Keep going.
Okay, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Speaking of John, you're next.
First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Lauren and David for taking care of things in my absence. I've had a lot of family stuff going on, and they've taken care of me. So, outside of that, I don't have a whole heck of a lot to report. The Adam H project is progressing well. Scioto Valley Local School District, Piketon, progressing well. We had a water treatment plant I mentioned previously that was a big issue in Piketon. That's been resolved, so I don't really know of any problems that we have at the moment.
What's going to be your participation in all those new businesses that are coming to the former Thomas?
I don't know yet.
That's something we got to keep an eye on.
I don't know yet. I'm very concerned. I initially thought there was one data center. Now I'm reading there are 4 throughout Pike County, and we don't have that level of manpower.
No,
So
that's a problem.
yeah, but as of now, no plans have come across my desk. So, you know,
Will this force a conversation between us and the leaders to be down in Pike County, the commissioners, that they better get a building inspector on board to help out? Because this is going to swamp you. This is going to swamp you.
well, the way things are structured right now, we just strictly work for permit fees. They have nothing to do with anything. I mean, it's just a pass through. They, you know, their names on things, but we take care of everything from, you know, day one to the final certificate of occupancy. So I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen there.
There's going to be a lot of money coming out of that county. They can certainly afford to go out and recruit.
Sure. You know, I know a couple of the commissioners down there, and I'm sure you guys all have relationships as well. Jerry Miller's the one I know the best, and I think he'd be receptive to a conversation.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot coming. I'm still unclear whether that gas-powered power plant is going to be under our, you know, authority, or whether it's going to be under federal, under the Power Siting Board. It just depends on where it's located and what it's used for.
I don't know.
But the 16 modular nuclear reactors, from what I understand, are on private property, so that, and they're being used for private use.
They're building them there. Yeah.
So I believe that puts that under our authority, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, now, going back and looking through our contracts and stuff like that, you know, we have backup with Tool and Associates, but they only have like 3 or 4 guys, and they're covering way more ground than we're covering. Our backup
plans examiner and building official with Josh Shelley. He doesn't leave his house, basically. I mean, he's a computer guy. That's where he's at. So it's going to be interesting, and see what happens, and hopefully it doesn't all happen at once.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in the meeting with Tony Montgomery next week.
Okay.
And say, hey, we're going to get some help here with the building department. Building inspections that's going to take place on that site.
Yeah.
You can't swallow that.
No, I mean, I don't want to give up that territory, being their building authority, because this is just a moment in time, and they're going to need us long term. But it'd be nice if maybe we could find a retired gentleman or something like that that would be able to fill that role for just a short time.
I'll get that role.
But outside of that, that's, I just, like I said, mainly wanted to express my gratitude to these guys.
Any questions for Josh? Thank you, Josh. Danny, Abe, great job on that decorations for the court.
Thank you.
That's,
Yeah,
that knocked it out of the park. That's
I'm gonna have to come down and see it at nighttime.
Yeah, I
Once
got
you
the
get
lights.
other
I just set the lights Friday day, so the lights are on at nighttime. It looks pretty cool at nighttime. We got a couple of little pieces left to go to make it get the big bang, and we'll be done with it.
So the people who've seen it already, they've got to come back and see it again.
Yeah, because we'll add some more lights to the side of the building. So yeah. All right, so we had 68 work orders come in last month. We completed 64 of them. We had about 4 of them carry over just because of jail material stuff. We have to order parts to get it back up and running. So the service center job is coming along slowly but surely, but the big piece of the puzzle is supposed to happen this week. So the folding walls, the track's up. They're supposed to be coming on site. So
What's the end date on that?
supposed to be into this month.
I was gonna say, it's supposed to be the end of this month.
So we'll see. That's a big piece, but the sound guy they hired, we used the theater people. They hadn't been on site yet, so but I don't think they're going to be a long time. But just I've been getting on them like, you better call them, get them down here. So it's coming along, but I don't know. I hope they get it done by the end of the month. So like I said, the big piece of the puzzle is this week, I hope.
Seems to be tracking right along up until this point.
Just a lot of loose ends back through. It just needs to be getting tidied up. But we've been on them. So I'm getting ready to paint the Lucy Webb Hayes house again. They've replaced the boards, so we're going to have Johnson come in and paint it, spray paint it again.
Is it outside?
Yeah, exterior only. So I was on one of my budget things, so it's already been budgeted. You're probably going to see the well trucks come back in from Moody's and Dayton for the jail. We're going to clean well number 2 next. It's already been approved. They come and clean one because one was really bad, and then I'm ready to clean number 2 now. So I made that phone call Friday and left a message to tell them to get back here and get that one done, so get them paid up. Obviously, you've seen the front. Ra's been painting some windows and trying to spruce some things up around the courthouse. It's because there's a lot of people downtown, so it's trying to keep everything spruced up.
It looks spruced up.
Yeah.
I mean, all the decorations and everything aside,
Yeah.
you notice the details.
Yeah. Ron's been doing a good job on the flowers, and his crew has been doing great on all the
Railings
stuff.
getting painted,
Yeah.
windows getting fixed up. Walt Disney said something about no chipped paint.
No chip.
The attention to detail, and we can find that in everything that we do,
Yeah.
is look at the details, because you don't notice them
Yeah.
until you fix them, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow,
Well,
hey,
there's
that
one
looks
thing-
good, that looks a lot better than it
Well,
did, or
speaking of
is
that,
a lot better than it was.
There's one thing, I don't know if you noticed him, he's been taking them plaques off the wall, taking them over and putting Brasso on them, shining the plaques back up and putting them on there. I mean, I don't think that's been done since I've been here. So, I mean, that's just something he wanted to do, and I said, do it,
Good.
So,
I love it. I love it.
Yep, that's about it. Like the celebration stuff, we're just about done. We'll order the last pieces on that. And it's been.
Now, those stay up to the 4th, or are you taking them back down to?
I hope I stay up to the 4th.
I was gonna say, that's a good exercise.
Yeah, because I don't want to redo that every week. But yeah, we've mounted them pretty good. I mean, I hope yes. Those no big windstorms from now until 4th. So.
I know I drove by yesterday and stopped and flipped out some of the banners that were over the.
Yeah, we're gonna fix them too. We're gonna put some straps on the bottom of them. That's gonna happen all the time.
Great
Yeah.
job.
We got a few things to tidy up, but yeah.
Looks great. Looks great. Did a great job.
That's about it.
Good job. Anything else?
No, but the chip paint analogy applies not just to chip paint. This is cleaning up chip paint. Everything we do and we pay attention to the little details to enhance service to our customers, who are the people of Ross County, makes us better. So thank you.
All right, finish up with Devin.
All right. I won't take as long as you.
So holding our breath.
So we're going to submit an application to the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission. We're going to apply for $30,000 for the active transportation plan update. The last time we updated that was or actually it was developed in 2020. So it's about 6 years old now. It's time to amend it, revise it, etc. And we've got lots of projects in the comprehensive plan that we can accomplish through the ATP, Active Transportation Plan, specifically, and something dear to my heart, do some walkability audits within our villages. I'd like to get those accomplished through this project, of course, among other items. Then we're waiting on federal government to sign the rural and tribal grant agreement for Pleasant Valley Road Corridor study. So our schedule so far, we're going to initiate the project in July 1st. That'll be our start date. Haven't really finalized a end date for that yet. I think it's really going to be based on the final scope that we develop with what's called the Build America Bureau under the United States Transportation Department. So they'll work with us on scope, finalize that, and then that'll kind of determine where the end date will be, complexity and so forth. So I imagine we will, after that scope's developed, we'll actually issue an RFQ, I would say, for a firm to help us with that study. We are awaiting the Ohio Department of Agriculture to sign the land use grant agreement. Those funds will go towards the comprehensive plan, and that's $50,000. So once we have that back, we're free to spend those dollars. It's a reimbursement, so we pay first, then they reimburse.
Sign that this morning.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you. On the ACGP front, I just want to let you know we have increased our fiscal oversight for each and every one of these projects, which are usually different communities or other nonprofit organizations. And what I mean by that fiscal oversight means we need to see every expenditure, just like any monitoring, right? Because ultimately we're responsible. We take ownership of this grant, so we want to make sure that they're spending it appropriately. We want to see the receipts.
I think that's really important right now,
Yeah.
as we go through this big spend. I mean,
Yes.
this project has been ongoing for a number of years, but as we get between now and October,
Oh yeah.
there's money flying out the door, and we gotta make that's why we were chosen to do this for other communities, is just so there's one source of oversight. I know you're on top of it, but it just bears reiterating.
And it's been, we have to, we've got audited twice so far, and actually I appreciate that because it keeps us on our toes too. We want to stay on, we got to protect Ross County.
I'm sure there'll be a final one.
Yes, there will. Let's see here. So on ACGP, just to give you some quick updates. All of our Ross County projects are moving along nicely. They're all going to be completed within, before October 31st. Most of them will be completed this summer. We worked through a lot of issues. None of our projects work perfectly, but we do work through a lot of issues, and I want to thank really the mayors of Bainbridge and Frankfurt for doing such a good job behind the scenes. They deserve some credit for their projects. They're really listening to their constituents. We appreciate that, and things are working a lot better. Now that being said, there could be certain delays to the schedule. Let's just take Bainbridge for example, and it all comes back down to the supply chain. Just like Andy was talking about, computers being on back order, servers, etc. The same thing applies with signal masts, for example. So we have a 4 to 6 week delay for the village of Bainbridge for literally the signal masts in ARM. So there's just some of the things we got to work through, but it's okay, it'll work out. ACGP is going good. So June 20th, you're invited to a ribbon cutting at Serpent Mound. Project's completed. It might be a cool little event to go to. Bring your families, friends, whoever you want, anybody who wants to go. Go and enjoy. They'll have hot dogs, hamburgers, and so forth, so on. So everybody's invited. So
You get to climb the stairs in the tower. So that'll be good.
that tower's looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, and moving on. Any questions about ACGP real quick? Okay. As far as the comprehensive plan goes, I just wanted to kind of go over the process of adoption. So we've reached a point where we're almost ready for the document, entire document to be released to the public. Okay. We're waiting on one piece, and that's the triangle study portion of it. We have a couple of meetings this week to see. It's in a state of delay for the moment, but I'm still envisioning a July Planning Commission public meeting, and then in August Commissioners public hearing. So that's the tentative schedule for now, and we'll get specific dates here as we move forward, but that's what we're looking at. So basically the process is this. The Planning Commission reviews it. They make a recommendation at that meeting in July to the Board of Commissioners. Okay, that recommendation goes to the Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners schedules a public hearing for the comprehensive plan. After the hearing, the Board of Commissioners can adopt in whole or in part. That's what you were able to do. So hopefully it'll be in whole. But that's generally how it goes. And then, of course, after adoption, all those are certified. The plan is actually certified to the Ross County Recorder and all of the townships and municipalities in the county. But I think we're going to go do even better prior to the Planning Commission. I think that we're going to send a copy to all of the townships, because we've had a lot of participation from our townships. Really appreciate that. And then we're going to send them to the municipalities as well. So I suspect that the final document will be available sometime in probably mid to late June for the public. So really looking forward to that. Okay. Again, back to comprehensive plan implementation. The commissioners should start thinking about board appointments to a potential TID, a Transportation Improvement District. Just keep that in the back of your minds. And again, it's really going to depend on the type of board appointments that the commissioners choose to. There's two methods of appointments, and I'm always going to recommend the smaller board version, which is a 5-person board. So just be thinking about that if you could. I wanted to make sure that was on your minds. County engineer should always be a part of that. So I think there's one position right there. Yeah, just be thinking about that, and just to remind everybody, a TID, that purpose of a TID really is to promote and build priority transportation infrastructure projects, ideally in partnership, public-private partnership, right? And a TID is able to streamline the construction process from construction to, from concept to construction. So it's really beneficial for the county to have a TID. That's at least my recommendation. That is all I have for you today.
Okay. I think an important next step we got to be looking at, and it's the daunting one, and that's learning the dance steps to this comprehensive plan. And I'm talking about implementation, timing,
Yep.
multi-year. I think we need an overall target of what we're going to do when and how it ties in a flow that makes sense to everything else that it touches, whether it's thoroughfare planning, whether it's industrial development, housing development. And those are going to come piecemeal. It's not going to be group insertion. It's going to be things that are coordinating and dancing with each other. So it's complex, but I think we need to make a stab at a plan to figure that out and figure when things are going to happen. So I know you've been thinking along those lines. So we need to get economic development involved in that. We need to get commissioners and village elected officials when it touches their areas. So, and then of course Josh has got to be a part of that too, because that's going to impact this department pretty heavily. Just another thing you got to carry besides biking. So, you know, I think we got to discuss the manning it's going to take to accomplish this, and make plans in the 2027 budget to handle that, so that we just kick off and keep rolling instead of grinding to a stop and then trying to kickstart it later on when some grant money is made available. So the grants we're going to have to assume.
Yeah.
So that's a target for you and Kim. And you know, she did a good job getting the Department of Agriculture farm use land, farmland use, $50,000. But we're going to need more. And I think that just your handling of ACGP with the financial audit end of it, the tail of the tape, that Ross County can handle government funds and do beautiful things with it.
Oh, absolutely.
So
we're already working on our 2027 work plan, and 2026 work plan is already in play. We've accounted for what we thought would be in the comprehensive plan, even early on. So we're actually implementing everything that I talked about today. Really is an implementation of items in the comprehensive plan. So it's already at work.
Okay, well, this year was the plan.
Yeah.
That's your department.
Yeah.
The implementation is everybody involved. You're going to get new dance partners here. That's why I said we have to figure out the dance and the coordination of all this so it flows, and not just, I totally trusted you with the plan. I knew you knew what you were doing, but we got to teach everybody else what this is all about.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm tracking with you, Jack, and as you're speaking, I'm thinking of two kind of buckets of all of this. And one of those is really already underway. And that's and there's going to be more work to be done with it, though. That's kind of like the organizational implementation of the plan. What do we as a county do to structurally come in compliance with the plan that we're developing and adopting? Examples of where we are already doing this is like the incentive policy that's being drafted, and that's a great tool. We kind of already know how that might look because we're flying the plane as we're building it with some of the tax incentives and programs that we either already accepted or that are in flight and moving forward under what the parameters that we were kind of guiding or hoping they would land. The other end of it is kind of the outcome or the driving of outcomes, picking out individual initiatives within the comprehensive plan and say, this initiative we want to target to have achieved by X date, you know, whatever, wherever that fits. And some of those aren't going to be ours, as in the counties to achieve. They're going to be us facilitating conversations with other stakeholders within the community to say, hey, we'll get this kicked off and facilitated. But I think we've been very careful and very good, effective at the community knowing every part of this plan isn't the obligation or responsibility of the county commissioners. We can't do all of this, but we've invested the resources to determine these are needs in our community, and once these needs are met, our community is going to be a better place. And so I think we have the implementation element, and then the leadership, aspirational leadership element of it as well.
And the learning to fly element of it too. We got a lot of different planes to fly here. We got to learn how to control this.
I just want to draw your attention to the critical path strategies. That'll be your starting point. Doesn't mean those 15 critical path strategies need to be done immediately and in order. But there'll be some priorities even within those critical path strategies. Just as you were alluding to, some of them are the county's responsibility, some of them might not be. But I think that we can always influence the development of those critical path strategies, the carrying out of those strategies through the leadership, right? And so I think it's just clear intent, leadership, and I think that this can get done. And I want to draw attention really to the capital improvement plan. I think that's going to be a critical piece of the puzzle when it comes to county budgeting potentially. So lots of good stuff here, and appreciate your leadership in this.
Exciting times.
You know, all those things fit together. I just thought of this, but I think it might be a good idea, once we get through the formal adoption of the plan, to have a work session exclusively focused on, like, we've seen the comprehensive plan, we've all read the comprehensive plan, we've been out in the community kind of answering questions and talking about it, but really digging deep, the three of us and you, and maybe it expands at some point to include some of the folks who helped craft it in the steering committee. But digging in there and saying, which one of these are we going to tackle first and in priority, and how are we going to follow through on something?
Turns into a chess game. We appreciate all your good work done.
Thank you.
And all of you, we appreciate you all and everything that you do for us. Thank you so much for your contributions. Any other questions from you? All right. We've gone on a little longer than normal. So enjoy the rest of your day and good work. We appreciate it.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. You guys make us look good. Here it comes. Here it comes. Have a good Monday.
Yeah, I ordered them this morning.
That's why we played
Sorry, Barb.
They're so nice.
What's that?
And
We
then
got
there's the
this
little
take
metal
care.
piece, the backing.
Don't get comfortable, Devin. Don't get comfortable. We're running a meeting here.
But yeah.
You guys are loud.
Can I sneak 2 minutes, or are you better time later?
Yeah,
Yeah, or which part?
I don't care what.
I'll get with you. Okay. Sorry, I asked 2 different questions.
I got the first one. Go ahead, 2 minutes.
Was gonna ask about position stuff. I don't know if we need an executive session for that or not.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Personnel, we want to do that.
Just, I'm not good at that sort of stuff.
I'll make a motion.
Moving.
You want a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
guys done
to
till
accept,
You guys done till 1 o'clock?
No, we're going over county business now. Motion to accept last week's minutes. You weren't there, so you're going to do it. I'll second. All in favor, say aye. You didn't know. You can't compare it to anything. You weren't here.
I can read it as form. I just made that part up.
But you weren't
I wasn't here.
You gotta be here.
Yeah, I know.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Brad's on vacation?
Yes.
Okay, we already
You
did
got too much time.
that. Okay. 17 years, Constitution. For the week, total of $3,905,355.22. Of that, ACTP was $2,431,739. And then there was a couple of large bills, Centerline and Sevco. Sevco was $1,184,891. Then some bills for the week.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills listed.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Then the now analysis, $99,231.55. We have a Board of DED therapy bill for $42,637.50. And state grants, ACG grant, $56,316.37.
So moved.
Michael Garrett enrollment Tuesday. Reimbursed. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Let's wish we need. Kathy, do you think that they can, like on these reimbursements and stuff like that, put down what this reimbursement was for? I mean,
I would imagine that,
you know, I mean,
might be, they missed a poll worker, so I don't know what might be done. I'm not sure if that was wrong or not.
All these reimbursements have been, we've had a lot of reimbursements.
yeah, that's what I keep, you know, we keep getting reimbursements and
And I wonder if there's a way that we can,
Well,
when I said we, I mean, the Board of Elections, if there's a way that can, because other people are paid out of things or cost recaptured without it being a reimbursement.
They have travel to
you know, that's just like, you know, the last one we had, you know, was from the Board of Elections on a truck that they leased.
It just seems strange.
Well, like, they did it, they went out and rented a truck to take the machine somewhere. Did something with it, but that was the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
But this was, what department is Michael Garrett and Robin Tisdale?
I don't.
That's
think
Board of
you're-
Elections.
The Board of Elections.
This is being, it's coming out of that account number as the election workers' compensation. So, I just don't understand why they're compensated as reimbursements rather than being compensated as employees.
Probably because they had funds in that account that they just didn't want to have to bother to transfer, I guess.
Better, they don't have a clue how to do it.
We need a lesson for the Board of Education. That should be covered in an expense account category.
Yeah.
Travel. All right, we got,
Did we approve that?
hmm?
Did
Yeah.
we approve that? Okay.
Law Library, transfer of funds from other expense to advertising and printing, $6,500. That's for their West Side Media.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
request for appropriation of funds from the planning department, contract services for the comp plan, $64,500 to pay for the Delano Road traffic impact study.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I think it's worth noting there.
And
Half
we'll
of that
get-
will be reimbursed.
Now we will get reimbursed for half of it?
Yeah, that's from Ohio Southeast.
Yeah.
Next, we have other expense or appropriation, and this is in concert with the JDT memo that we got. That one right there. This is with remediation of the juvenile detention facility for the incorrect install of the new HVAC units. We got 3 HVAC units over a year ago. And we didn't have a large enough trough and drain system for the increased air movement. So the resulting mold and everything that infiltrated the system on the administrative side of the building, not the children that were detained there. It was over on the administrative side. It's going to take a total replacement of the duct. And that's insulated duct. So the overall bill for this is $1,063,871.71. And among the 5 counties that use that facility, a portion of the interns there are Ross County residents. So we have the largest contribution amount, which is $331,712.36. Now this is going to court. That court date's been defined as next April, where we may or may not get a reimbursement for what we have to pay for the cleanup. This is for the cleanup of the facility by Servpro. They were the only vendor that answered the bid. Unfortunately, they're the most expensive. Fortunately, they're probably the best in the business. I think getting back to having what anybody could determine to be a safe facility from an environmental standpoint, even though the black mold has been tested, it's not a lethal black mold. It's not into the amounts that are dangerous to human health. We've had air scrubbers and dehumidifiers that work there this whole time when it's been humid. And so the air's been moved around and we've kept the facility functional for this whole time. But it's time to get it fixed.
I'll make a motion to approve this installment. I would motion to take on option 1, which is an upfront payment of half and final installment of the balance to be determined, but based on our estimate to be an equal share.
Here's the breakdown of the amounts that each anticipated counties you got that. Do you see this? That's our anticipating amount for each of the counties, and there's 6 counties, and the 5 other counties there.
It's based on tax base.
Do I have a second?
What is that appropriation for?
What is this?
Yeah.
The appropriation.
It says 165,000.
No, this is, that was one of the option 2 of paying half the bill.
That was option 1.
Option 1 is paying the total bill. Option 2 is half the bill. Yeah.
I got option 1 is 50% up front for 165,000, and option number 2 is pay the whole 131,000.
Okay. I got that. You going for option 1?
Option 1.
That part?
Yeah.
We'll need a new appropriation then.
Yeah, we'll need that.
You can just cross that number out.
Cross that number out. 165. $765, $856, $18.
Yeah.
And I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we talked about it, option one was paying the full cost. It's not that way. Meetings out there for Next, we have the resolution to pay our fiscal year dues to OVRDC in the amount of $7,643 even. That's up just a little bit. We paid over $7,000 for the 2025-26 fiscal year.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like we know.
It is now.
Thanks. Next up is from Ross County Planning and Development Department, is the 50,000 land use planning grant agreement between Ross County and the Department of Agriculture that Devin was talking about. So this is the agreement form.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next is an agreement between the juvenile court and Compass, Compass Integration, which is a liability company for programs that they have with that
Computer company.
computer company.
Even though the old one expired in January, and they wait till June to give it to us?
It's not Andy's fault yet.
That's where all complex court, am I right?
That's Is there a price in here?
There is.
Yeah, but it's like a suggestion. One is like $7,000 to $7,500 a month.
Based on.
There's several different fees, like an hourly fee.
Yeah, there's like an hourly fee of,
Maintenance, contract fee. I'm not sure what page it's on.
yeah, because I read
Oh,
that,
there's
I'm
the
looking at it,
second
and I'm
page.
thinking,
Yeah, this is, current estimate of ongoing monthly charges is $7,000 to $7,500, which includes labor and client charges. They travel time and mileage and all that stuff.
then they got then there's an hourly thing snuck in here somewhere. $68.25 an hour.
Is that new?
Well, it's on page,
I don't think it's new.
that's on page 2. I don't think it's new, but
This is through January 1st through December 31st this year.
Yeah. Did they charge them, are they charging by the old rate now, since they don't have a contract, they charge them by the new
I don't know
rate?
the form of contract. $2,099.66 a month.
A month
Plus,
for a backup solution?
mhm. And then travel time.
90,000.
Current estimate of ongoing monthly charges is $7,000 to $7,500.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Second motion to approve.
No, I do not.
No, you don't. Will you?
No, I will not.
No? All right. What do you need to approve? Do you need further information? Do you need a comparison against last year, or are you just a hard no?
I've always been a hard no on that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna stick to being a hard no on that.
Okay,
I'm not gonna change my mind. So far, they haven't changed my mind whatsoever. They got out of using the county personnel because of a personality conflict. You know, and now it's costing us extra money when it doesn't have to. I said that at the beginning when I first got here and this came up, and I'm gonna say the same thing too. Now, I will vote no against it.
So, for continuity's sake and further conversation with reuniting them with us later on, I will second the motion, David, just so they can keep going here. And all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, so no. You do not have to sign. Hopefully that'll stick out like a beacon. What do you want?
I have two things. One is just Brad's timesheet signed.
He's not here? Hmm.
No.
We have
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And then the second thing is just this field report for the service center. It's just an update on the project I wanted to share with you guys. So you can take a look at that.
Nicer better than my bathroom at home.
Is the hallway, are the hallways all accessible now? Have you been over there, Riley? Do you know?
I have not. I haven't even been over to the project. That would probably be a Dan question. And if you have any questions, I can get them up here. But I know that he kind of shared a little bit about it this morning as well.
It's like Josh got the Evo upstairs.
Yeah.
New floor going. There's no place for you, Josh. Is he working out of his car, I wonder?
I think they moved him into the break room. They have like a break room,
Yeah.
and then there's like something else too. So,
Okay. All right. Thank you. You got anything else?
no, I think that's it for today. That's all
Okay.
they gave me. So,
Thanks
Might
for
be
filling
more.
in.
Yep, you're welcome.
Got a partnership for fiscal year 2026 CHIP partnership, addendum 1. This is where we've been talking about having $750,000 between us and the
Yes.
city. They get 350, we get 4. This is the agreement.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
That program's not used that much, but it's worth the while. You can get if you get people to use it. It's kind of tough on, not tough on landlords, but they have to put their money up first. And you only get 50% of it. But that's 50% of the cost, they don't have to foot the bill on when they can apply for it.
Then from the department or development department, we have a insurance for the Hopewell Visitor Center, aka Ross Hill County Welcome Center. We have auto owners insurance for flood, and builder's risk insurance. They're both from Neil Coleman, correct? And the insurance for flood is $2,616, and the builder's risk insurance is $8,269. And they need approval for.
So moved.
Second.
This was competitive.
Yes. That was the indication in my voice there for a second, but I wasn't going to ask the question. I assumed that it was. So, good.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now the next one, if you thought signing contract from JFS was laborious, we have the contract for the Dina loans. We're involved with, so they get tax exempt status.
This came on our desk last week. Did the prosecutor get the chance to review it? That was, remember, that was where we got off last week.
Do you know if you got anything back from Jeff Martin?
I just,
Just more.
and if it's not Jeff, and I'm not trying to be a bureaucratic,
No.
but I just,
I feel better.
we have heard from Adina that this is no cost and no risk to us. And I trust in that, but
I heard that from your
value. I think there's value in understanding, having our own legal counsel, whether that's the prosecutor or someone else before we sign off.
I agree.
Okay, so we'll hold off on signing this until we have Jeff Martin review the document.
And
Yeah, because
that's a big document.
we've got other
There's folks on retainer.
We only have to
Pass on it.
sign a couple times.
I've never done these ones before.
I don't think any of us have, because it was in place when we came on board. No, good call there. So we'll save this for next time. That takes care of business for today.
Actually, I have a timesheet
the
for.
Royal Hospital thing that,
It's never passed yet.
It's still on
yeah,
federal.
I'm involved in that, but nothing came out of it.
You're involved to the level you want to be involved, right?
Yeah. Well, right now,
It's not mad at me for nominating you for that.
not for that. It was changed from the beginning. It didn't make a difference anyway, because it was gonna be nice and easy. Muskegon County was gonna take care of it, and all of a sudden Muskegon County decided, yeah, we're not taking care of Ross County. We're just gonna take care of the two counties that's up there where we are, and Ross County and Pike County can come together, and that's what we did, and we've had one meeting. And now it's stuck in,
Sounds like it's still nice and easy.
yeah, it's still nice and easy,
Okay.
because nobody can figure out where the money's going. It's still sitting up in the state doing something.
Well, that's up for other people to figure out.
I have a timesheet for Nancy King, the law librarian, 30 hours.
So moved.
I'll say it.
She's been there, Heidi,
Say aye.
does a good job. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
she's good.
Yeah, she's pretty sharp.
She is.
Okay.
Anything else? Go to the order?
That concludes our business. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is what we did the whole time you were gone.
I figured that.
15 minutes?
I do
15
have
minutes
one
ago.
other thing. It's
We're done.
Too late.
He
We're
just
done.
called in and told me.
That don't make a difference.
Right, it's a pay application, so I'm printing it off right now. And he said that if you have any questions, you can call him, because he just called in.
Okay, you beat the bell there.
Yeah, just very.
Well, I like it.
Finger on the button.
We're about to walk out of here.
Commissioner Lowe, are you sure that that was a personnel issue when it came to juvenile court? I thought that had to do with me.
It wasn't juvenile court, it was common police court.
Oh,
For
I'm
all
sa-
courts.
Oh, because I asked for my videos for when I sent it to the Ohio
No, it
Supreme
was,
Court.
it's a conflict between one of the common police court judges and.
Okay. I was just
another-
told different. I was told that they changed it because of me, and I just was laughing. So. Because I actually put that in my book thing. So. Because I would be like, Andy, can I get the video? They're like, Hardy, I don't do that anymore. I'm like.
Okay, here's a TAM pay application.
Okay.
You can look through that.
Payment for, which one is this?
TAM should be 104 sewer project.
Okay.
Pay
So
application
the
number
TAM.
6. Yes.
Pay application number 6.
Yeah.
So, $419,477.49.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
And I think that should be it, unless he calls again. Thank you.
Does the vocational school have a course in computer web pages or something like that?
Do they have a website?
No, do they have a course?
Of course.
A course.
I think they have a, yes.
An IT course?
Yes. I believe so. Computer
That'd be
technology.
K through, or that'd be through high school? Not
think so.
all that or anything, but high school.